Hello, I'm Kevin Grimes, CEO and Chief Investment Officer at Grimes and Company. I'm here this week to give you another installment of the Bitcoin Diaries. This was recorded on November 6th, Thursday, after market close. If you have not seen any of these episodes before, I would encourage you to visit the YouTube page. There's a piece there that will talk about some of the studies I might mention in this report. So we don't want to confuse anybody. Obviously, this is not a specific investment recommendation. All we're doing with this strategy is we're just trying to attempt to determine what's going on with Bitcoin, the relative attractiveness of adding new positions in a risky asset. That's the goal for this. We're not trying to market time per se. We're just simply trying to say what's the backdrop and what might we expect going from here in the coming week. So, what are the indicators telling us this week? Well, as I look at the chart, the first thing that I'm seeing here is that the normal distribution range that's occurred, really going back a couple of years, Bitcoin has just fallen out of that range and is just below it. It's also just below the 200-day moving average, which is this purple line that actually lines up pretty well with the low end of the normal distribution. From a trend perspective, also looking at the trend score, or while we're talking about trends, the trend composite score here in the middle study frame in yellow obviously just turned negative late last week, early this week, and is definitely in negative territory right now, being below the comma, being below the 200-day moving average, and generally a weaker prices over the last month. So Bitcoin, in short, from a trend perspective, is weakening trend. And then also from simply a pattern perspective, Bitcoin was in a sideways pattern, is marked by this green line, roughly the top end of the range we were following, this purple line, horizontal line representing the lower end of the range that we were following. Bitcoin basically has fallen out of its range in the last week or two with a weakening trend. So not a good backdrop at all from a trend perspective. However, there is some sign for optimism. And so when trends are weakening, we can then look for buying opportunities sometimes. And here we go with the cycle composite score here in the bottom frame of the studies. You can see that the cycle score is indeed signaling that we are in a potential bottoming process for the cycle. Remember, we're looking at cycles that are occurring within a 6 week to 6 month window. I think that's a good time frame. And in the past, there's been some buying opportunities that have occurred marked by the cycle. So hard to time bottoms. We're not trying to time bottoms here necessarily, but we're basically in the put up or shut up zone here for Bitcoin. So when I put it all together, what are we thinking here? I would have to say that the overall score from 1 to 7, 4 being neutral, we're below neutral. I marked it at a 3. We're actually between 2 and 3. So the score is not optimal, and the reason for that is that the I guess the negative evidence from the trend and from what's some violation of support levels with the low end of that support level there, the sideways range that we were in, the low level there was violated. The low end of the normal distribution was violated. The 200-day moving average has been violated, and we have negative trends. That overwhelms the positiveness from the cycle. The recommendation right now for investors would be to wait and be ready. This could be a buying opportunity. Let's wait for that opportunity to actually turn. Remember, when looking at these types of securities, it's probably better to be a little bit late than too early. So I think here we need Bitcoin to prove itself, to turn higher from here. We'd love to see prices back above that comma. So, inching its way back into the range, inching its way back above the 200-day moving average, and maybe back even into that normal distribution. That would be that'd be good. So right now we're kind of right on the edge. Could go either way from here. Could be a really good buying opportunity right now, and it could be the beginning of something more nefarious. There's no way to know, but I think considering the potential risk and also considering that risk assets in the market in general have probably gone up higher than they should, and that could weigh on Bitcoin as well. It probably makes sense right now to take a wait and see attitude, see what comes next week. Maybe we'll get a nice signal, but for now, I I think long-term investors, another positive could be that we're at the lowest, most attractive levels since May. That's a good thing. So if you are adding maybe small positions here, but as far as being aggressive buyers for Bitcoin, I think it's still wait and see. So that's the weight of the evidence for this week. I hope that was helpful. And remember, you can always message us or reach out to one of our advisors at www.grimesco.com, and be happy to talk to you more. So thank you for your time. We look forward to next week.